Hello, coaches. Today we're going to talk all about discovery calls. My name's Krista Kathleen. I'm a life coach and business mentor, and I help women to start and grow online life coaching businesses. All right, so let's talk about discovery calls today. This is something that can feel really overwhelming and mysterious and foreign and unknown and bring up lots of different emotions and feelings if you've never led a discovery call before. And also, it's a good idea to figure out what is your relationship with sales. If you're afraid to sell, or if you feel like it's icky or slimy in any way, then you're probably not going to be leading too many discovery calls in your business. And we want you to be scheduling as many discovery calls as possible every week, every month, because guess what? That's how you hire clients. That's how you make money in your coaching business. Okay. So I really want you to pay attention today. I want you to take a lot of notes. This is going to be really important. I'm going to share all my years of knowledge of everything to do around discovery calls, lessons I've learned from doing them myself, and tips and tricks that I've helped my clients and new life coaches with over the years. So this is going to be amazing. And in addition, I also created a really pretty worksheet for you that I'm going to be reading off and following today. So I'd love for you to download that. So look down in the comments section, click on the link, and you can download that worksheet, and it'll tell you all the different steps for leading a really great discovery call. And then there's going to be some journal questions at the end where you get to create your own unique discovery call process. Okay, so step one with creating a discovery call is creating your pre-ritual ceremony. And the reason that this is important is you want to get into the right mindset and headspace before you get on that discovery call. And when I say like the right headspace, that is showing up from a place of wanting to create value and truly connecting with the client and wanting to serve and help versus getting stuck in fear and asking yourself the questions of, well, what if they don't have enough money and they can't afford to work with me at this time? Or what if they don't like what I'm offering? Or, you can get really overwhelmed with all these different thoughts. And I always like to say, get your nose out of someone else's bank account, right? Like, you don't want to judge. You don't want to assume anything before you get on a call with someone. You have no idea what their situation is. So you really want to show up from just this curious, open-minded place. And I'll let you know too that there's been times where I've gone on a call with someone. I'm like, oh, no way that they're going to say yes. No way that they're going to be able to afford my rates. And then they ended up, being able to pay. And then there was other people I go on call with, and I'm like, oh, this is definitely going to be a yes. She definitely has the money. And then it ended up being that she didn't have. She wasn't able to afford my services, or it wasn't a good fit. So you just really want to make sure that you're not creating any type of unconscious biases here. And so by doing a pre-ritual ceremony, it can look and feel like however you want. There's all kinds of different activities you can choose from. You can put on a power outfit and do your hair and makeup and wear, something that makes you feel like a boss, a CEO. You can journal, you can go on a walk, you can dance around your room, you can listen to pump up music or a podcast or a YouTube video, a TED Talk. You can hop on a call with your coach. It's just anything that is going to get you excited and confident. And again, really show up from this beautiful aligned space of truly wanting to see how you can best help this client. Because if there is any type of fucked up energy that you're bringing onto the call, the potential client will feel it, and it could result in losing the sale. Okay, step two is opening up the call as a leader and creating trust. Trust is the number one ingredient in sales, and you really want your potential client to know what to expect and to feel some sense of control. So that way they can have that safety, they can relax, they can open up to you, and they don't have to wonder if you're going to sell to them at the end of the call. Okay, so this is really important to set the call up properly, and it sets the whole tone for the entire call. And the way that you can open that up, it can sound something like this. Hi there, my name's Krista. Thank you so much for scheduling a discovery call today. I know your time is valuable, so I want to make sure that we're using this time wisely. How I usually run these calls is I want to take some time to get to know you and your goals, and you're going to have an opportunity to ask me a lot of questions. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. We also want to figure out potentially what is standing in the way of your goals and you feeling successful at this time. And then at the end of the call, if we both feel like it's a good fit to work together, we'll talk about what next steps could look like. How does that sound for you? Okay, so as you can see, I came from this very confident place and taking charge and saying, this is how we're going to run the call. Because you gotta remember, this is not like two friends catching up. This is not letting the client lead the call. You are in charge here. They're looking to you as the expert. And then at the end, I ask that question, how does that sound for you? I really want to make sure that, they're like, okay, this is good, because that lets you know that you can move forward. Okay, step 3 is where you're going to be basically interviewing the potential client. And think of like an interview that you may have gone on recently for a job. It's someone asking you a lot of questions and trying to see if you're a good fit for the position. So this is where a lot of times coaches want to coach, and I'm going to encourage you to not coach during this portion. You don't want to open up any wounds that you can't close. You can maybe do some coaching at the end if some objections come up, but this is the part where you're really going to do active listening to show that you're present, you understand what they're saying, you're acknowledging them, you're seeing them in a whole new way, and then asking some questions based off what you're hearing as well. So the client's just gonna, and most of the time, what I've experienced in this part of the discovery call is the client's just so excited to have someone that is there and ready to listen to them. And so a lot of times they just start brain dumping and they start talking a mile a minute. And a lot of times you don't even have to do a lot of the work. They just want someone to listen and to understand the pain and the struggles they've been going through, and to really see, are you going to be the person that can help them overcome this, or help to give them a plan, or help them to find the solution for this thing that they've probably been struggling with for a very long time. Okay, so step 4 is you're going to invite the potential client to work with you if it's a good fit. Remember, only invite someone to work with you if it is a good fit. If it is not a good fit, you do not have to invite them to work with you just because they got on a discovery call with you. But what that can sound like is this. Okay, Nancy, so it sounds like we would actually be a really great fit to work together. And I have an amazing coaching package that can help you exactly with what you're looking for. Are you open to hearing about that at this time? Wait for the potential client to say yes. And then you can go into talking about your service or your coaching package. So that can sound something like, all right, so what I love to offer my clients is a 6-month coaching package. And the reason I choose 6 months is because it takes a while for people to create results and mindset changes. And so I really want to make sure that you're going to be successful here with your new habits and goals that you're going to be creating. And we will meet every week for 60 minutes over the course of 6 months. I also provide support in between these sessions as well via text or email, whatever feels best for you. On these coaching calls that we'll do is you'll bring a coaching request at the beginning of the call to figure out what it is that you need more support around and want to work through. And then I'll spend the rest of the time, asking a lot of questions and listening and helping you to create a plan. And then at the end, we'll decide what it is that you want to commit to, what new goals you want to work on for the week, and we'll co-create a plan together there. And I may also give you some type of, homework assignments like journal prompts or books to read or movies to watch based off what comes up. So how does that sound for you? And then again, right, you're going to wait for them to respond back. And then here they might ask some questions of like, what does that cost, or additional things. And I would, also throw in, what questions are coming up for you here around with what I just said. And, then just make sure to thoroughly answer their questions as best as you can. Okay, step 5 is addressing objections. So the objection you're probably going to see 99% of the time is an objection to money. A lot of times coaches are scared of objections. Objections are not bad. Objections are a good thing. It usually means that the potential client is very interested in working with you and they're just trying to figure out how to make it work. And so this is your opportunity to really step in as coach and to you have this high vibration and to encourage them to meet you up here. We don't want to feel sorry for the potential client. We don't want to shame them. We don't want to bully them. We don't want to pressure them. We really want to hold space and empower them around their objections. Some other type of objections you might see is objection to time or wanting to get the approval of their partner, their husband or boyfriend. Maybe they're worried about energy. So, but like I said, most of the time it's going to be the money objection that you see. And I really want to encourage you to start to fall in love with objections. And the best way to get good at handling objections is to practice. I would really encourage to practice role playing, with a friend or with if you're in coach training, a lot of times they'll do role playing, or if you're working with a coach. I've done this with my clients before. We've done role playing on their coaching calls to help them to get more confident in sales, and I can give them feedback afterwards. So practice is how you're going to get better, and then getting that feedback from someone you trust afterwards is also going to help you to grow as well. And sometimes with objections, they really are the true objections, especially like with money. Some people really do, some people really can't afford the service, but a lot of times it's just fear. It's fear that they're not going to get results. It's a fear of, if I invest the time and the money, what if this doesn't work out? Or a lot of times they haven't learned how to trust themselves yet. They haven't learned how to confidently make big business decisions for themselves and their business. So again, this is where you really get to help them to feel good about their decision, whatever it is they end up deciding. It doesn't have to be a yes. You don't want to force a yes if it's not meant to be a yes at this time. Okay, so step 6 is, yay, let's celebrate. You hired a client. So if the person says, yes, I'm ready, let's do this, then that's where you're going to bring in your process and tell them, okay, this is what next steps look like for us to work together. For me, that is telling them, okay, I'm going to send you a contract right after we get off the call. In that contract, there'll be a space to put your credit card information, and then I will put that into my Stripe account and I'll charge you every month, or if it's a pay in full one-time payment. And then after that, I'll send you a questionnaire form and then a scheduling link to get your first session set up. Also, some coaches like to take payments on the call as well. Sometimes they ask for a deposit on the call. Again, it's up to you what feels right for you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. But if you get a maybe, someone's like, I think I'm interested, I just kind of need more time. Remember that not everyone makes a big purchase decision right away. I know I don't. I always appreciate when coaches give me space to come back and to say yes when I'm ready. I don't want to be pressured to say yes there, just because that's just not how I work. I like to take time. So if someone says that they need some time to think about it, ask if you can schedule a follow-up call for a couple days later and answer any additional questions that come up in the meantime on that next call. So that's a really good option to do there. And then if someone says no, just be courteous, thank them for scheduling the call. And then, you can ask if you can refer them out to someone else. Maybe it's a therapist if you feel like coaching isn't a good fit, or it could be to work with another coach that specializes maybe in an area that with issues they were bringing to the call. Or you can or another option too is if you don't feel comfortable referring them to anyone, or they don't want to talk or see anyone else, then you can always say, hey, can we keep in touch? Can I invite you into my free Facebook group? Or can I send you my YouTube channel where I have lots of free resources for new coaches? This is a great opportunity where you can share your free content with them and providing value. And so I've had that happen so many different times where someone has said no, and then a couple months later, a couple years later, they reach back out and they're like, okay, I'm ready now. I want to hire you as my coach. So just because it's a no right now doesn't mean it's going to be a no later on. Okay, that's all I have for right now. I don't want to overwhelm you. That was a lot of information today. Don't forget to download the worksheet that I just went through with you guys. The link is in the comment section. And also make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe so that way you can keep receiving videos from me that I upload every week. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.